Hello Champagne Dreamers, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Miss J, your trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, we are doing a sequel to a video that I did a while back on my channel. I will make sure that I go ahead and link it up in the cards for you. It's the beginning of the video and I'm already sending you elsewhere. This should end well. But we're going to talk about some of my favorite non-beauty YouTubers. I am always changing up what I watch on YouTube, and while I still love all of the things that I listed in that first video, I have 8 new things that I want to recommend to you, different channels, and in one case, a specific video that I really think you should watch. I think they're a lot of fun. So if you want to check out what I've been watching in the non-beauty space on YouTube, definitely stick around because we're getting into it right now. First up, I have been watching a lot of Hot Ones, and I know that this is something that people are kind of aware of. I'm certainly not the first person to talk about this. I'm not probably introducing you to much of anything, but I am obsessed with Hot Ones. I love spicy food. I love it. And living in North Dakota, when I go anywhere and they ask you like how spicy you want it, I've just gotten to the point where I order it spicier than I would normally, just because I know that they're going to think that I'm the typical North Dakota white person who like doesn't want any spice, because North Dakota is bananas. People in North Dakota are like,
"Oh God, Martha, this has black pepper on it. Why'd you make it so spicy?"
They're just ridiculous, and I love heat. I make curry all the time at home, and I love a spicy curry. I love to add a ton of crushed red pepper to it. I used to have this great ghost pepper sauce from Melinda's that I would throw into my curry. I would be making a big pot, and I would add like 10 drops. Oh, it was so good. I think when you're eating a curry, if your lips don't burn for at least like 10 minutes after you're done eating, did you even curry though? I love it. So I have been loving watching Hot Ones because I love to watch people just lose their minds. Because eating hot stuff, it is kind of its own experience. That's what I love about hot food, is that it's just kind of this moment to like be in the moment, right? Like you're just eating it and it's burning and you're having all of these sensations. You've got the flavor of the food, but you've got this heat and you're feeling the like body reactions. And I love that they choose that time to then interview them and ask them questions where they have to try to think and process, and it just doesn't go well. So I think it's a lot of fun. Also, if you've seen the spoof that they did on Saturday Night Live of Beyonce doing Hot Ones, can we all just say that Beyonce needs to do Hot Ones? Because I would live for that. But I love it. And that host is kind of an adorable little like nerdy boy. I kind of like him. I'd eat that little chicken wing.
Take my wig off my head, put 6 ice cubes in it, put it back on my head.
Who knows? Maybe Angie and I will even show up on this channel trying out some hot sauces. So let's click that subscribe button. Maybe when we hit a new milestone, you never know. But that's my number 8 pick is Hot Ones. Number 7 is actually a specific video, and this has some of my favorite people. It's done by the BBC, and it was related to the Me Too movement, and it's a video called Leading Lady Parts, and it features all kinds of wonderful people. It's got Catherine Tate. Donna Noble is my favorite companion on Doctor Who. I absolutely love her, and so I love that she is in it. Lena Headey is in it. Daenerys Targaryen, what is her name? Amelia Clark is in it. There's so many good people. It's just all these wonderful women. And they talk about what it means to be a leading lady and what they're looking for when they're casting for a leading lady, and all the pressures that are put on women of like, do this, but do it thinner and with more makeup, and could you take your top off, and could you like be sexier? And they're reading this monologue that's clearly very emotional, and it's so funny. It's really funny. And the way that it ends is so funny. So I will make sure that I have all these channels, and I'll have that specific video linked below. Definitely check out Leading Lady Parts. Another channel that I've really been loving, and Mama Champagne has been loving, is Pushing Up Roses. So Pushing Up Roses does all kinds of different videos. She does like these pop culture commentary where she'll dissect an episode of a TV show, or she talks a lot about strategy games. She does a lot of like turn-based game, investigation type games. I forget exactly what the genre is called. I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen because I can't remember the exact term right now, but she does a lot about like these different Wizard's Quest games that she plays, like the Sierra games and stuff like that. But she also has a series where she talks about episodes of Murder, She Wrote. And they are so funny. They are so funny, the way that she breaks down the episode, and she talks about the way that the mystery works and the different clues that they put in, and she likes to highlight some of the really zany episodes and just different things, and so it's a lot of fun. She's done, I think, 1 or 2 episodes about the Golden Girls, and I love the Golden Girls, but her That Time on Murder, She Wrote series is absolutely phenomenal. You should check it out. So I'm going to go ahead and link her down below. Pushing Up Roses is a lot of fun. Definitely check out her videos. Number 5 on the list is the channel Dorothy Jane Torkelson. So Dorothy Jane Torkelson is the name of a character on the show The Torkelsons, which lasted for 1 season, and then they kind of retooled it and revamped it for season 2 and called it Almost Home. And Dorothy Jane Torkelson, the channel, that's all they have on there, is they just have collected all of the episodes of The Torkelsons and Almost Home, as well as some like interview and looking back memory clips of Brittany Murphy, because she actually starred in season 2, the Almost Home season. And so they have some retrospectives on her life.
R.I.P. We stand Brittany Murphy on this channel.
And so I love it. That's such a nostalgia thing for me. I know that it didn't do very well in its first season, but I loved the Torkelsons. I thought it was super cute. I thought it was kind of sweet. It was like early 90s that it was on. And what I loved is that then when they retooled it and they sent them to Seattle. So in the first season, they're in Oklahoma and it's kind of down home. And they're in this old drafty house or whatever. And they're trying to make ends meet and it's very kind of country or whatever. And the mother, Millicent Torkelson, has 5 kids. Now, when they retooled it for the second season, they sent them off to Seattle. So she becomes a nanny for the Morgan family, and Brittany Murphy is one of the 2 children. Lime Crime! Lime Crime texts me like twice a day. I don't know what's going on. I'm not here to pay your light bill. So they go off to Seattle, and Millicent becomes a nanny for this fancy family. He is a recently widowed dad, and he's got 2 kids. One of them is Brittany Murphy. She becomes their new nanny. What happens in between season 1 and season 2 is that 2 of the children just disappear. And that always cracked my shit up. When in the first episode, they had Dorothy Jane saying, Mr. Morgan thought Mama was such a good mama, he had her come and be a nanny for his children. And I'm like, well, she's not that great of a mama because she lost 2 of her kids and we never heard about them again. R.I.P. Stephen Floyd and Ruth Ann. I guess you just didn't test well enough. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of hokey. It's kind of sweet. And season 2 actually got some star power behind it. I don't know if they were really just trying to make it happen. Ben Affleck is in it. Affleck. Joey Lawrence from Blossom is in it, and they rip his shirt off, of course. He's gorgeous. And Ben Affleck is in it, and Jared Leto is in it. They each have an episode that they appear in, so there's a lot of people who ended up being big names who show up in this cast. So I think it's fun, and Dorothy Jane Torkelson, the channel, absolutely gives me all the Torkelson and Almost Home goodness that I need. Now, number 4 isn't a specific channel, so I'll maybe try to link some examples, but I really have been loving watching random animal videos. So all of my friends have decided that now that I'm not traveling for work as much anymore, I need to have cats, and so they keep sending me like pictures of cats from the Humane Society. I'm looking at you.
Yes, you need a kitty.
And so I love seeing all these cute kitties from the Humane Society and stuff, but I have been watching these random animal videos, and my favorite sort of genre of animal videos is I love it when somebody just finds a random animal somewhere, and it's all rough and dirty and scared, and it's like under a dumpster looking like fucking Gollum, where it's just like, And then they take it to the shelter and they like give it a bath and clean it up. And then it's just this like happy house cat. Like, I don't know why I love those so much, but I do. It's like the rags to riches story. I just love it. And I know somebody, there's somebody I follow on Instagram who he's kind of just a gross thirst trap most of the time. But he also was just walking somewhere and found this little dirty kitten by a dumpster. And now she's like the most fucking adorable cat in the world. I love those videos. That's what I think is going to happen. I think instead of going out and shopping for a cat, I think someday I'm just going to find my perfect little kitties just like by the side of the road. My dream is to have 2 babies. A boy and a girl, and I'm going to name them Crothers and Grayson. The boy will be named Crothers after Joel Crothers, and the little girl will be named Grayson after Grayson Hall, both from one of my favorite shows, Dark Shadows. Clearly, I've thought about it a little.
She's a crazy cat lady in the making.
So, what I need to do is go find a couple cats and make them look really gross. And then, like, throw them
on my lawn. Yeah.
Throw them on your lawn.
Throw them on my lawn.
What? During spring cleanup week that's coming up, I found some cats, too.
I found some cats. First when they're, like, hissing and, like, ah, and, like, ah, and then they, like, slowly let them pet maybe just their head. And then eventually they're all cuddled up on them. Oh, my God, I love it. I'm not sure how much of that we'll include in the outtakes, but we just took a little break to have a crazy cat lady meeting. It was a lot of fun. So we'll see. If I do ever get a couple of babies, I will certainly introduce them to you on this channel. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy the dodo and all the other random animal videos that I find. You're doing great, sweetie. Number 3 on my list, I love Novympia. I gotta show some support for my girls in the drag community. I love Novympia. I think they're a lot of fun. Now, recently they did release their first single, Legendary Creature, and I was nervous. I was so nervous because, let me tell you, those Rue girls have unleashed some auto-tuned nightmares onto the world. It is not appropriate. You'll be hearing from my attorney.
Cease and desist, bitch!
But I love Legendary Creature. I love mythology and all that kind of stuff. And the costuming and the looks that they did are amazing. But even before that, I love so much of the stuff that they do. They have a whole series where they try, like, snacks from different countries. So they've had subscribers and people from their Patron who will send them snacks from a different country, or there was like a subscription box that they got for a little while, and they just try these, and they're so funny when they talk about them. And on a couple of the videos, they had their friend Charmaine Diamond White. They crack me up because I forget which video it is, but in one video, Olympia, so Novympia has 2 drag queens, Nova Genus and Olympia Avalanche. And Olympia, in one video, introduced Char as, you might know her from Instagram's Instagram Live feature. And then I followed her on Instagram, and they were not fucking kidding. That bitch goes live on Instagram when she's, like, drunk and in drag all the time. So that was a lot of fun. And she had this fun, like, pig outfit that she was wearing and eating snacks. It was so good. And they have other little series. So Olympia did one that was called Wendigo Solutions, where she pretended to be an associate from a call center for this like tech company called Wendigo Solutions, and she turned it into this whole melodrama where there was issues with this customer who like kidnapped her at one point, and there was all this office drama and stuff. And there's like 30 videos. They're really short. They're maybe like 5-6 minutes each. And I had a day where I forget what was going on. I think I was at home. I think I had taken the day off. I wasn't feeling well. And I just sat down and watched the whole playlist, and it just cracked my shit up. And there's another one that Olympia does that's called This Wine Tastes Like Crap, where she just drinks wine and talks about random shit, and that one is a lot of fun as well. So if you haven't checked out Novympia, absolutely do that. I will link a couple of things down below so that you can try a couple of the different series. If you don't like This Wine Tastes Like Crap, maybe you'll like their makeup tutorials, maybe you'll like Wendigo Solutions. And another big thing that they're probably most known for, people who stumble across them often find them because of their parodies. So they've been doing a lot of parodies of big YouTubers. And they started with big like makeup YouTubers, like Graveyard Girl, they did one, and Trisha Paytas, who's not really beauty community. So I guess I'm lying to you right now. Like, it was a lot of just like big name YouTubers. So they've done like Jenna Marbles, they've done Amelia Fart, that one was really funny. And it's just so much fun. So I will link a selection of videos down below. Definitely check out Novympia. Number 2 is a channel that I actually found because of a Novympia parody, and that is Caitlyn Doty, Ask a Mortician. So Caitlyn Doty is a funeral parlor, she is a mortician and a director of a funeral parlor, and she is a death advocate. So I have learned so much about death. It's really interesting to me. So I've always loved horror movies, so obviously I've been interested in like scary stuff, but I never thought of death in the like practical sense. And I think that a lot of people are scared of death, and she really breaks it down and explains all the different options for burial and cremation and different ways to have your body prepared, embalming, no embalming, and she breaks down a lot of the things that really cost a lot of money in funerals, and she's really an advocate for simpler, more eco-conscious, less expensive, less financially burdensome funeral options. I'm actually really interested in aquamation, which is a type of disposition of the body that has a similar effect to cremation, so you end up with some cremains, like you do with a cremation, but it's actually done using superheated water. And currently, as far as I can tell, it's not legal in North Dakota, but I live right on the border, so if it's not legal by the time I go, hopefully way down the road, maybe they can just cart my old body over to East Grand Forks and they can take care of me there.
God, I'm going to be the one who'd be to die before I'll have to cart you over.
I know. So she has a lot of fun series. She does the Morbid Minute. She talks about iconic corpses.
Ben Thumb's head. Ben Thumb's head.
And there's just a lot of fun things. She talks about famous corpses in history. She talks about, like, Anastasia and the Romanov family and the people who were executed and where the remains ended up and the sort of mystery of Anastasia and all that kind of stuff. It's so fun. It's so interesting. And she just takes such a no-nonsense approach, but she's also a little sassy. And she does a video where she reacts to Novympia's parody of her channel. So I'll make sure I link that and a couple of her other videos down below. And number 1 of my favorite non-beauty YouTubers, this is where I feel like I need to put a little asterisk by that. My number 1 choice is Trixie Mattel. Yes, I know. Trixie Mattel is head of Trixie Cosmetics, and a lot of her videos are trying on makeup and are revealing the collections for her own brand, Trixie Cosmetics, which are phenomenal, by the way. But I actually really like Trixie's channel for her non-beauty content. I love her Easy Bake Oven videos where she bakes with an Easy Bake Oven. She's had Easy Bake Ovens from almost every decade since they've been invented. She opens a lot of Barbie dolls and other toys. She put together a reproduction of the original 1963 Barbie Dream House. I love her channel. There's so much stuff that's fun. The makeup is good, but I think I like her better when she's doing the fun toy videos and the easy bake videos. And of course, I also like her series with Katya. It sounds weird when I do it. I think that they are so much fun. And if you haven't seen the Trixie Mattel documentary Moving Parts on Netflix, you'll get a whole different perspective on the Trixie and Katya friendship. And I just think it's super fun. Trixie has won me over. I don't really follow a lot of the Rue girls. A lot of them I'm just like, I'm not really that interested in a lot of stuff that they're doing because so much of it is just like World of Wonder stuff that they're just rehashing. Not all that interested. But Trixie Mattel is doing some interesting shit, and I am here for it. So that is the video. Like I said before, I still absolutely love and watch all of the channels that I mentioned in my first video. But I wanted to update you and let you know some of the other great non-beauty YouTubers that I've been watching. And who knows, maybe there will be a part 3. Let me know down in the comments what are your favorite non-beauty YouTubers, and I'll definitely check them out because I'm always looking for new fun content to amuse and entertain me. While you're down there leaving me that comment, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, or you can give me a thumbs down. It doesn't matter. It's engagement either way. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Did you hit the subscribe button yet? And hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I upload at least 1 video a week, and sometimes I even have a bonus video for you. Ooh, Saucy. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my socials will be linked down in the description box, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. I had so much fun with this video today, and until I see you again, bye.
All you need is babies. Those ones where they're the really bad looking ones, especially, like, I feel like dogs, you see them super matted up. They make me cry. I love those videos.
Yeah.
But, like, when it is that extreme transformation where they have to shave off the matted fur and stuff, I'm like, oh, the babies, because at first they're like, oh my gosh, but then when you, like, they see that there's someone taking care of them, and then you see the transformation, oh, so good.
And, like, at first when they're, like, hissing and, like, ah, and, like, ah, and then they, like, slowly let them pet maybe just their head, and then eventually they're all cuddled up on them. Oh my god, I love it. And sometimes when it's even, like, weird, different animals, like, one was, like, a raccoon, and I had seen one where they found a fox. And sometimes even, like, the animal in danger. Like, there was one where they found, like, fox, a den had collapsed, and all the other foxes got out, and this little baby fox was stuck. And then, like, these workmen are trying to dig him out, but the fox is, like, nipping at him. So they had to, like, put a shovel over his head so they could dig around him.
Because he's a little fighter. He's like, don't get to me.
Yep. Or a fox or a coyote, I can't remember. But then they, like, finally got him. They got him by the, like, scruff of the neck, and then they put him down. He was just off. I love that. It's so cute.